Welcome to Grok Talks. One raw idea turned into tonight's story. Settle in.
There's this feeling that shows up when the day goes quiet, like your chest is a room with the furniture slightly off, and no amount of rearranging fixes it. Augustine named it once, sitting down after years of chasing every other thing that promised to settle him. He had run through rhetoric, through lovers, through a whole philosophy shop before he wrote those words in Confessions. You have made us for yourself, O God, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you. He wasn't preaching from a safe distance. He was looking back at his own life and noticing the pattern that nothing else had ever actually clicked into place. The line still works because it refuses to treat that restlessness as a bug to be debugged. It treats it as evidence. Something was shaped to fit a particular contour, and everything else leaves a gap. We keep trying to fill the gap with motion, new cities, new feeds, new versions of ourselves, and the gap just widens by the same amount we add. I was reading about monarch butterflies last week. They hatch in fields across Canada and the northern states. Then every fall, the new generation flies more than 2,000 miles to the same handful of mountain forests in central Mexico. They have never seen the place. Their parents and grandparents died on the way north months earlier. Yet something in them keeps them on course through storms and across highways until they reach the Oyamel firs where the air is cool enough for them to cluster and finally stop moving. They don't rest anywhere else along the route. The wings keep beating until the wings arrive. That image stayed with me because it makes the restlessness look less like a flaw and more like an instrument that was calibrated for one destination. The butterflies aren't confused, they're oriented. Their inquietude is what carries them the distance. When we talk about the heart's own version of that drive, the same logic applies. The stirring isn't random noise. It keeps pointing until the conditions match what it was built to recognize. Rest, in Augustine's sense, isn't the absence of activity. It is the moment the thing you were made for stops feeling like a search and starts feeling like home. Everything else keeps the needle trembling. Only that alignment lets it settle. The difference shows up in small ways. You can tell when a person is still trying to quiet the inquietude with the next purchase or the next opinion, because the urgency never really leaves their voice. And you can tell when someone has let the orientation do its work, because the same tasks stop carrying that frantic edge. The older I get, the more the line feels less like theology and more like a description of how any created thing behaves when it is pointed at the wrong object for too long. A compass needle doesn't calm down by spinning faster. It calms down when it lines up with what actually pulls it. The butterflies keep the same rule. So does whatever is underneath our own restlessness. You might have noticed I kept saying inquietude, inquietude. It names the heart's restless stirring until it finds its rest in God. That's the whole shape of the matter.
That's tonight's Grok Talks. Same time, new idea.